What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Settle Down podcast. I am Cody. I haven't been on in quite some time, but I am ready to start a segment of mine called the Whisker Fishing podcast. It's going to be another little off show to our main Settle Down media. Just kind of started out, I'm just going to introduce the segment and like what I'm going to be talking about. So, as most of you know that are following us, or you know me, I'm a huge fisherman. And I like being outdoors and all that good stuff. My main fish that I target, being from Idaho, is rainbow trout and catfish. I definitely would say that the catfishing is my main deal, main thing.
Show that tattoo.
Yeah, we'll show it.
Yeah, you gotta show everyone.
Yeah. Fuck. Gonna step it up here. Oh shit.
Are you wearing pants right now?
Wait. Should I change into shorts?
No. You're good. We can. We'll show it another episode.
Okay. Yeah. So going back to what my main focus on, I pretty much fish for every freshwater species I can up here in Idaho. My main fishing is catfishing. That's what I'm known for. That's what I like to do. That's my main type of fishing. During the colder months, as we're seeing right now in Idaho, I like to go after rainbow and brown trout on the Boise River as well. So I'm going to be pretty much covering and doing a bunch of content for that. A lot of stories over the summer. Mm-hmm. A lot of stories throughout the fall. I'm going to be bringing on a bunch of people to do some interviews. Hopefully some other anglers, some other fishermen, and some of my friends that have tagged along on my fishing trips, kind of seeing their point of view. So going back to kind of the main stuff, like I said before, my main thing is catfishing. If you're from Idaho, listening to this, the Snake River is probably the best catfishing in the state. I got a lot of spots throughout the south, I'd say southeast and southwest Idaho portion. And we're just going to be going over that, getting into this segment of my adventures fishing on the Snake River and other bodies of water in the state of Idaho, and even kind of going back to my childhood and kind of where it first started of my love of fishing.
Yeah, pretty much what I'm excited for most for this is for you. Just like here, and I know that you're pretty good at like reaching out to people and trying to get connected with a bunch of different fishermen, especially in the Idaho area. I know, I mean, you've been at this you have your TikTok, Whisker Fishing 208. So anyone listening to that, go follow that too.
Yeah, please do.
But yeah, like you've reached out to a bunch of those guys and talked to them about fishing spots. So I think it'd be cool to have them on, and I'm excited to see those and just all the stories you have, because fishing always does have those great stories that come along with it.
Yeah, and
it's not necessarily just the catch; it's the story.
Exactly, and that's the thing right there. Is there's always an adventure and a story to tell after going fishing, no matter if it's just a few hours down at the Boise or doing an overnight camping trip on the Snake River, which we have done before. And it's great. I'm very passionate about the outdoors and fishing, and it's basically all I do. If I'm not working, I'm fishing somewhere. So I'm excited to kind of get into the segment. And for anybody watching, especially you anglers out there, if you would like to be on the podcast as an interviewee, I would love to make that happen. I would love to hear other people's stories and kind of what fish you guys like to target and all that type of stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. Like I said before, if you are interested, just reach out to me on my Instagram or my TikTok. My TikTok is Whisker Fishing 208. I'll reach eventually. I will see any of your guys' messages and get back to you. And a lot of you guys are following me on Instagram. I also post some fishing content there. So if I have you on Instagram, hit me up over DMs and we can get something started. So, yeah.
Cool. What would you say your best experience reeling in a fish? Like, what is the number one experience you had? Like your very first, just top of the line, number one fish
Yep.
that you caught,
I've been thinking
or
about
just
this
time.
one. Yeah, yeah. I've been thinking about this one for a while. Gatsby, can you fuck off? Sorry, that's my
He's
cat.
scratching.
Yeah, I shouldn't say the F word. No cussing. Please stop scratching my door. He's not going to though. Um, my first experience with really fishing in general, or reeling in a really nice fish, was when I was younger. I was probably about 13 or 14. I'm originally from the Bay Area, so there's a good amount of fishing out there too. But my main location would be the Delta, specifically in the Tracy, California area. If anybody is watching from the Bay Area or from California, Tracy, California's got the Delta running right through there, and I got a lot of spots that I used to go to when I was younger. And I remember one specific summer, me, my brother Zach, and one of our best friends from back home named Mason went out to the Delta, and it was so hot. Oh my God, it was over 100 degrees. We were out in the out in the sun all day, hours and hours and hours. We were fishing, my old school little technique. I used to do like a little high-low rig. That's what my dad taught me. That's what he grew up on. It's basically, you tie you tie a hook to your main line. You don't need a leader or anything like that, or a clip or anything to attach your weight, and you attach your hook and your weight down here. So when it hits the bottom of the river, that weight is just sitting at the bottom,
But
and
the
then
hook.
but the hook is right in that bite zone. So pretty old school rig. I don't use it very much up here, just because on the Snake River there is a lot of brush and debris, more than there is in the Delta. The Delta is a little bit more clear on the bottom, so there's not as much to worry about except for maybe some rocks. But yeah, I remember being out there. It was a pretty typical day of us just going down to the Delta. We never really caught a lot of fish down there. I know my brother caught a few catfish while we were there, but we never caught anything big. And I was using a Walmart setup, an old school little like 6.5 footer, like little blue rod with, just the typical general reel that you get with, it was a rod and reel setup, and it was probably like $30. And I didn't have any knowledge of like gear or anything like that. I was pretty old school and just kind of traditional with my ways. And we use chicken liver, so that's one of my go-to baits. It always has been. Anywhere and everywhere I've caught catfish on chicken liver. I think it's a universal bait, and I think a lot of fishermen do use it. I don't use it as much anymore because I kind of gradually got into more of the cut bait, but we used chicken liver that day. And I remember we were on this rock wall. So how the Delta works is you kind of park on the road, and sometimes you have to kind of just walk and like straddle against some rocks on like a little like cliffside, or hanging over a little bit. And we were just kind of sitting on the rocks just in the sun, and my pole was set up in a rock and then like this iron bar that was sticking out of the rock wall. And I just saw my pole just get a little tap like that, and I was like, oh shit, I think I'm getting a bite. And I picked up my rod, and I could just feel it tugging, and I set the hook, and it was a fight and a half. Probably took me about 10-15 minutes to reel in this fish, because I was using probably 12-pound test, not really the rod recommended for it. So it was a fight and a half, and we got it in, and it was probably like a 10 to 12-pound catfish. It was awesome. It was a great experience. I know my brother remembers that, and I won't ever forget that experience, and I know my best friend won't ever forget that. That was like my first experience getting a pretty big fish, and it was pretty exciting. I want to see if I can pull up this fish.
Were you like pretty much hooked after that, or were you already big into fishing?
I was already big into fishing because I grew up fishing.
Yeah.
So when I was younger, probably starting at like 4 or 5, my dad, we'd go camping or we'd go out and we'd fish. But that was like my first experience, like just being with my buddies down at the river and hooking onto a good sized fish. I just gotta scroll through my camera roll. I'm sure I can find it. Yeah, but that was like my first experience with a big fish, and I was just hooked from there. It's just, like they say, the tug is the drug, and I just, I love it. It's
Yeah.
like no other, and catfish fight real hard. And when you hook onto that bigger one, it's a great experience. I gotta find that photo. Where is it
Okay.
at?
There it is. Oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad photo. I every time I get a fish in and take a photo, it's just I just never look right. Yeah,
There it is.
yeah. So yeah,
That's
it
a
was a
mean
fight and a
guy.
half, and it was a big fish. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that day. It was pretty exciting because the Delta, it has a lot of big fish, but sometimes they're hard to find. So it was nice getting on a
Yeah.
big one like that, and I was just kind of hooked on ever since that day on catfishing, especially.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the reason why I do it so much now. So
Sweet. Well, yeah, Cody, I am excited for this one. I think it'll be fun, especially with some of the guests I know that you have in mind.
mm-hmm.
Some are buddies, some other people you fished with as well. I think we'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But do you have anything you want to plug? Um, yeah, I think this is just a good, quick little episode to let any listener
Mm-hmm.
know, almost like a trailer too, kind of let people know what this is about.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, you have anything else you want to say?
Nothing else. Just go follow the Settle Down Media on Spotify and Instagram. We're on YouTube. We're on TikTok.
Yep.
Just go type in Settle Down and it should come up with a light blue,
Yeah,
just like the
they're
flag behind me.
all yeah. All the I think all the handles now are at Settle Down Media. I just changed them, so it'll be easy to find it. It's on every single platform: Apple Music, Spotify,
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. It's all at Settle Down Media. Same with our Instagram, Twitter, and
Yep.
um, what's the last one? TikTok.
TikTok. Yep.
So yeah, guys,
So yeah,
follow us.
follow us on there, and then yeah, go give me a follow on TikTok and
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. Go give me a subscribe, like some of the videos, comment, do all that good stuff at Whisker Fishing 208. And yeah, I look forward to putting out my first episode here in probably the next week, and look out for that on our media sites.
Yep.
So yeah,
Peace.
peace.